It's a large and sudden um, shock, fiscal shock to the economy. So, I mean, we're talking about taking of income out of the economy of 3 to 4% of GDP. And so the problem with it, it's not that we don't need to fix the balance between spending and revenue and that type of thing over the long run. When you try and put that type of austerity into the economy all of a sudden, you do end up with something like Greece or Spain. You know, the problem there isn't their debt, it isn't their deficits, it's the austerity. And that's why they're having these problems. So we don't want to go down that path. The primary victims there are going to be, in some cases, government employees, especially on the non-defense side, and government contractors. And then all the other people that live in places like Maryland and Virginia that support the federal government. So, you know, it's fashionable to say that here around the Metro DC area, we don't experience recession because we have the federal government, but if there was a big retraction in spending, this area would be hit. Unfortunately, I think at this point, the likely scenario really changes every day, every week, something like that. We still have a lot of kind of political hand-wringing going on out there. It's really hard to say where they're going. I would say that ultimately, not within the next month, I mean, within the next month, I think they're going to work on something that is a temporary fix, but promises to do a lot more. And the best one would be something that leads to tax reform, entitlement reform. We should be optimistic. I am optimistic. You know, at this point, it's up to the policy folks to do their job. And you know, like I said, we've seen the mistakes in Europe. The mistakes in Europe were not about the welfare states. That's a problem. It's not the problem that they're having now. The problem that they're having now is you've got all these countries in a currency straitjacket, and they thought the way to get to this was austerity. That hasn't worked. If the U.S. goes down that austerity path, we're in trouble. You know. Otherwise, if we don't do that, then I think there is a lot of